Hi, welcome to Planetary Calendars, Astro Portraits. I'm Ralph Demetrius, one of the astrologers of the calendar. Our portrait today is of Sigourney Weaver. It's part of our Wonder Woman series of these great actresses who do action roles. And Sigourney Weaver was one of the pioneers. Her alien role as Ellen Ripley really broke ground on that. And then as the franchise went on, as different ones came out, the role continued to evolve. What's interesting is that she's really very different from the more modern actresses who are doing this role, the current actresses, because of course she's a modern actress, but current actresses who are much more physical. You see them, fighting and punching people and kicking people and doing these incredible athletic things. Her role was not like that. Her role was much more about courage in dangerous situations, making the right move at the right time. And remember, in Aliens, her role was as a ship's officer who comes upon a alien that then invades her ship, and she has to fight for her ship and for her life. And then from there, it evolves on. And the next one, she becomes a heroine to a young child and to the Marines who are sent there. She becomes the feminine leader of this team, the one who rescues them. And then it evolves on from there. There's two more after that are really kind of extreme. But in each one, might say her sense of the power of herself as a woman to make good decisions really is the leader in there. And it's, she's not kicking anybody. I mean, she does shoot quite a bit. She handles weapons, but it's not that intense physicality. And it's not surprising that it's different because her chart is quite different. Most of the other charts of these current actresses, Mercury and Mars ruled signs are all over the place. So Mercury, it's Gemini and Virgo. Mars, it's Aries and Scorpio. They're all over the place, and those planets are very prominent. Hers is not. She's born in Libra. She is born October 8th, 1949, a Saturday, 6:15 p.m. in Manhattan, Eastern Standard Time. She's born with the Sun, Neptune, Mercury, Pallas Athena, part of Fortune, South Node, Ceres, and Hygeia in Libra, in the 6th house. Now, there is something there because, after all, the 6th house is a Mercury-ruled house. It's all the stuff in Libra. Interesting. The moon is at the rising within 1 degree at 5 degrees Taurus. So here she has a Venus-ruled sun and a Venus-ruled moon. Okay, so Venus is really prominent. I mean, this is all over the chart. You wouldn't expect this woman to be a sign of power. Yeah, but where's Venus? Venus is at 28 degrees Scorpio. So it's not only in tropical Scorpio, it's in sidereal Scorpio. And remember, Scorpio is not considered an extrovert sign for Venus. What are the rulerships of Venus? Libra and Taurus. What's the sign opposite Taurus? Scorpio. This is a detriment sign. It's an introvert sign. That Venus in Scorpio, she feels internally. It's in the 7th house. It's not opposite the rising, but it's in the 7th house. Her ability to manage her partnerships effectively, to manage her ability to work with other people effectively is part of her power. And in these roles that she's playing, she's managing the rest of the team. She's not the senior officer, but she manages for reasons of life and death to get this done. In the second one, she's not in charge of the rescue missions. She's there as an advisor, and yet she becomes the leader. She manages the partnership. Now, admittedly, no one manages partnerships quite like Libra because they're always saying, "What do you think? What do you think?" I mean, they're going to know what everyone else thinks, and they're going to come up with some middle ground. Part of the power of Scorpio is that it's the next sign after Libra, so after you figure out what everyone else is doing, Scorpio says, well, let's move it in this direction. It's a Martial ruled sign. The thing that's real interesting about her chart is where is Mars? Mars is at 19 degrees Leo, conjunct Pluto, in the 4th house, the house of the mother. So much about her role in this is about her being the mother to the child she rescues. There's this incredible scene, which everyone who's watched, the series knows, where she is, equipped with guns and, rigging and everything else, and goes after the mother of the aliens to rescue the child who was the only survivor of this base. And she's holding the child in one arm and she's holding the gun in the other arm. That's Mars in the 4th house in Leo conjunct Pluto. Power. That's why they named it Pluto, for power, in the 4th house. And what's interesting, what's at the midheaven? Jupiter. Jupiter is a very expansive sign. It's in Capricorn, the sign of the senior mother. It's funny, we so oftentimes think of Capricorn as the old man. It's a feminine sign. It's the sign of the senior woman. It's the sign of women who are mature. It's the sign of women who are cautious in their approach and think for the long term. And that's her Jupiter conjunct her midheaven in the 9th house, the sign of travel, but also the sign of knowledge, of being knowledgeable. So she's fulfilled this role in a very feminine way. There was, all along the way, she never kind of lost her femininity. She never lost her beauty. She never lost her sense of caring. I don't think in any of these movies she actually physically hits someone. I mean, you watch any action movie today, you watch, Jumanji, there's plenty of women hitting men. There's no problem with that. A lot of the action films today, you watch Hobbs and Shaw, there's no problem with women hitting men. I don't think she does that. Like I said, she does some shooting. She does, but she does it in defense of either herself or the people that she's protecting. And I think at that time, this was very much a model that worked. What's interesting is that that moon at the rising, it's actually just a little bit above the rising. It's something you find with novelists. It's the ability to kind of create their world, to kind of be right there in that place. I think that probably her acting style, her approach to acting is quite different from some people. A lot of actors, they kind of create the entire make-believe. I think with her, it's about bringing herself completely into it. And then, that Venus in the 7th house means that she very much depends upon having, strong people to cooperate with. And then the final one, she once again pairs with a younger woman. And once again, that senior woman role, that Jupiter in Capricorn, highly elevated in her chart. She has that martial Venus in Scorpio. She has Jupiter in the position of the senior woman. She has Mars in Leo, the leader in the home. And the moon at the rising, which means that, I am here for you emotionally, but I know exactly who I am. That's the thing about Taurus. Taurus always knows who they are. And getting them off of that is a little bit hard. It's funny, we see the moon in Taurus show up in some of the other charts of some of these younger actresses who are doing these roles. I think Zoe Saldana, I believe, has a Taurus moon. So make sure you catch hers. It's coming up. Until next time, you can find us at Planetary Calendar Astrology on YouTube. Please subscribe. And you can find there our forecasts every Friday for the coming week and our portraits every Tuesday. You can also find those at planetarycalendar.com, where you can also find your calendars and our books because you want to know what's going on. So until next time, be well.